Welcome back to New York City. It is I, New York Mayor and Democratic Socialist heartthrob, Zoran Mamdani. Except that was a lot. Where's my camera? Where's my fucking camera? What is it? What?
We're off to a strong start.
I see we're starting off par for the course.
I did not realize Zoran Mamdani was a Samitsi, which means he can't be seen by cameras. What the fuck? Yeah, wait.
That's
what?
La Sombra.
Is that the La Sombra? I thought that was the Samitsi.
Speaking of the La Sombra.
Speaking of the La Sombra.
Well, God. And I was gonna do this whole bit where I'm like, except no, I'm not. I fucking lied to you, and you fell for it. You absolute fool. You rube. You love it. You love it when I lie to you, don't you? Yeah, that's right. Anyways, please.
Where did your camera go?
I don't know. I'm just gonna like, hold on. Okay, I've at least got the. I've at least got.
And we're out of frame. Yes.
Well, that happens every time. Okay, hold on. Let me just... You can't... Look, for what it's worth, it at least enhanced the bit. I had to make sure to unmute my microphone in the Discord because I needed you two to hear me do that.
Great.
Okay, where's my fucking... Okay. That's... Oh, God, where's my... Okay, video capture device. Settings. What the fuck? I don't...
You're doing so good, sweetie.
I don't think... Turtle says, did the cat unplug it? I don't think the cat unplugged it. I see the blue light. Meow, meow, ate the cat, meow. Hold on.
We're professionals, if you can believe it.
I did unplug it and plug it back in. Let's see if that did anything. So...
Some of us are professionals. I think me just like being present in your streams has like dramatically like reduced the professionalism to the point where this happens.
This is false. She's already had to deal with me and with Leica for an extended amount of time.
There we go. That was a very strange video game occurrence. I have been foiled.
I have been foiled?
Well, I was about to say I've been foiled again by, but then I have to remember that our guy keeps winning, so that's not how that works. It seems the nefarious forces of Benjamin Netanyahu and Andrew Cuomo have made an attempt on my stream.
What the fuck is this bait?
Sometimes you need to know when to pick a line in the sand, where you have to stand. What?
No, it's just that you've committed to doing it like 3 times.
It's unfortunately kind of really fun to do, and I like being Zoran Mamdani Transylvanian vampire. Anyways,
you are so much, and I love you.
Anyways, chat, you can tell this game is for you people because there are women kissing on the homepage.
That's true.
There's one woman, to be more accurate, there's a woman that's obsessed and another who's kind of okay about it. And that's...
See, now the thing is,
Will, that's the vibe we're going for.
You're the grungler, and you're surrounded by a bunch of sapphics and queer and trans people, so you get it.
That is true.
You get it more than most people do, but I do have to explain that not kissing is the most lesbian thing you can do.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Yearning from 3 millimeters away is in fact like, that's full on like tongue flapping labia like a Rolodex.
Well,
type shit.
You say the most things.
The words?
You say the most things.
Exactly. Anyways, welcome to our new game. So, Will, whenever I play a new game, so chat for context, in the last game, I took control of our narrator and front woman, XXX Beky XXX. To kind of keep things a little more diverse, for this game, Will be taking the role of our narrator and protagonist. And at the start of every series that gives me an option for save slots, I always select slot 3 personally. Reasons being, when I was growing up, it was me and my older brother, and my older brother always got like priority access to slot 1. So instead of being slot 2, my act of rebellion was to be slot 3, and I'm still always slot 3 even in games that have like 20 save slots. So I ask you this question, and there is no judgment to where you select. What save slot would you like this to be?
For the sake of tradition, we will say slot 3.
Understood.
Oh, we're just getting into it. Okay.
Hold on. Welcome to my castle. It's me, Zoran Mandani.
No.
My castle, the moon!
Super laser piece. Okay, sorry, Will. I assume this is you.
Are we good?
Yes, I will shut up now.
Yes. If I'm doing narrate, yes, this is me. Welcome to my castle. Don't expect everyday logic to work here. It went out the window sometime after midnight, maybe earlier. My kingdom is not of this world, you see. It lies far outside of concrete, tangible reality. I've tried to identify the way people reach it, and I'm convinced it has something to do with the moon. Some say the moon's aura can turn them insane. You've heard the phrases moonstruck and lunatic. The way I see it, moonlight gives them some subliminal permission to reveal their true selves. And so, whenever they let the silver radiance guide them to the gates of this place, they feel different. Once they pass the doorstep, they're ready to act out. A dance of horrors and marvels begins. It's 3:31 a.m. Welcome to Big Beat Burger. If you're here at this hour, you're not exactly readying up to be a productive member of society come tomorrow morning. More likely, you're praying that the sunrise never comes. Insatiable children of the night gather around, hoping to bask in the afterglow of tonight's victories, unwind after a frustrating series of failures, or simply fight to keep themselves together. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here, greedily reveling in every interaction they have. They have no idea they're only here for my amusement. To them, I'm just a random girl sitting in the corner. But this is my domain. I've been coming here almost every night for years. I know where to sit, where to look, and where to eavesdrop for maximum amusement. I'm basically a voyeur, and unashamed to admit it, it gave me insight about the human condition I'd never otherwise have gathered, and more importantly, a necessary skill to make ends meet as a journalist. As I write on my crappy old laptop, patiently waiting for the legion of negative voices in my head to get too tired to offer useless feedback, I keep my senses peeled to pick up stories around me. Of course, a lot of regular events, such as food fights, are nothing to write home about. Aside from my unfortunate tendency to become collateral damage in someone else's battles. Up to this day, I've had to wash my clothes because of Coke, Diet Coke, hot coffee, apple pie, and some sort of improvised honey mustard bomb. Every stain tells a different story. Sometimes this hobby is exhausting. Sometimes it's disturbing. Sometimes it's dangerous, although not as risky as back when I wasn't carrying pepper spray. Still, the sights I've taken in over the years here have made it absolutely worth it. I've got so many stories, I don't know where to begin. Theatrical breakups, impromptu mourning parties, unexpected friendships forged in the fires of senseless battle. A lady in a gorgeous Givenchy dress ordering a box of takeout chicken nuggets, paying in cash with her hands completely covered in blood. She was asked if she wants a napkin. She said no. Two thirsty macho dudes shamelessly going for it in the corner, hushed moaning filling the lobby while everyone around valiantly fights to act as usual and maintain an illusion of normalcy. A straight-up kung fu fight between a diminutive cashier and some drugged bodybuilder going through a psychotic episode, trying to break all the windows. The big guy left the joint fully convinced he KO'd himself, while the service worker was just standing next to him. Seemed proud of his victory, too. A middle-aged hag getting a heart attack after screaming her lungs out not to let Muslims near her food just because she saw a white girl wearing a hairnet behind the counter. A masked couple robbing the restaurant of 30 hamburgers, forcing the employees to cook at gunpoint. Police later said those were art students reenacting some hipster book they read. This is life. This is humanity at its worst and best. This is the noise that serves as the foundation of for my creativity. This is the soma that keeps me going. This is... As pathetic as it may sound, these days, this is the only place where I feel alive. Sometimes I think of myself as a leech, feeding on these people's stories, emotions, and personalities just because I'm not satisfied with mine. At times, I think of my psyche as some kind of shitty postmodern construct that's fundamentally incapable of honesty, but only yearns for something felt and truthful. Does this even make any sense? I look at the screen of my laptop. 3:47 a.m. At this point, I'm almost somnambulic, but nothing interesting has happened yet. Feels like all the customers are watching each other tonight, hoping for the others to provide a fun diversion. This is my turf, you parasitic douchebags. Next time, go find your own. Think it's time to call it a night. The coffee I always order so that they don't kick me out is undrinkable. Ugh. I reread the rough draft I've been working on for the last 6 hours. God damn, this is pure trash. I hold the backspace button until the Google Documents page is nothing but a calm white slate, and let out a sound of deep relief. There's no pleasure more intoxicating for a frustrated writer than ragging on someone even worse than them. And what target is easier than the dumb bitch you used to be 10 minutes ago? I check the time again. I need to go. I have an important meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m., and I have a hunch it's not going to end well. And it's not because I'm an irresponsible dumbass who's going to need a few cups of coffee to simply function on a basic level, despite, 4 hours of sleep. It's because I always have a hunch things are not going the way they're supposed to. Click, clack, click, click, clack. The loud clatter of keyboards assaults me from all sides, makes this splitting headache unbearable. Used to be, I dreamed of nothing else but being a part of the New York Lodestar editorial team. It was the first magazine I started reading regularly, the first magazine I ever bought for myself. Now, simply hearing the word Lodestar is enough to ruin my mood. Never mind seeing all these old farts phoning in more reactionary opinion columns than Wikipedia-level analyses of current events. Click-clack, click-click-clack. They used to destroy and rebuild my entire worldview every month. They shaped my thinking about politics, art, journalism. They even pointed me toward my favorite cigarette brand, for God's sake. Then, some talented people started leaving for greener pastures. Some got too wrapped up in their own neuroses. Some became complacent. All of them committed the sin of allowing themselves to grow older. Fresh blood was deemed unnecessary, even though young freelancers kept being bled dry. These days, whenever someone from outside Lodestar talks about Lodestar, it's because of a few idealistic contributors willing to accept meager pay while putting in serious work. Dumbasses. Other than that, the magazine specializes in publishing pale echoes of provocative ideas I heard somewhere else a few years prior, wrapped in an aesthetic that hasn't been cutting edge for a decade. No wonder the readership is in free fall. But even though the ship is sinking, the old guard won't let it go down without a fight. As in, if anyone from outside attempts to board the vessel in hopes of fixing its course or its holes, they will be swiftly taken care of. I should know. Been there, done that. As it stands, the only full-time staff member who doesn't make me regularly attempt to cringe my face off with his writing...
Ileana, do you want to be
would like
Brian?
to be Brian. Is Lodestar's editor-in-chief Brian Ing, the man sitting in front of me right now. Of course, he only has time for editorials these days, a drop in the sea of needs. Managerial duties hit him hard. It's the second time he lets out a theatrical cough like this. He said his piece. Now it's up for me to react. And I'm coming up blank. But what do you want me to say, Brian? I'm pissed off. I can tell you've already made up your mind, but you still want to go through the motions, just to make me feel listened to. Whatever. Let's do this. Do you want me to pick options?
Yeah, no.
I
you
will
are.
leave it up to you, April.
No,
Okay.
you are. Is it Julie?
Julia.
Julia? Yeah, no. You are controlling dialogue options. You are choosing. If this has a choose who you hang out with system, like Coteries did, you will also be in control of that.
Okay. Let's go with major fraud. Brian, my article isn't even something like lashing out at the rich people and hoping they don't hit back. I think Double Spiral's investors would appreciate being told they're being scammed.
That's if, and that's a big if. They're not a conscious part of the scam.
Oh, come on.
And even if they weren't, I doubt they'd be generous enough to protect us from the fallout.
You're avoiding the core of the issue.
No, I believe I've pinpointed it in a precise way. If it were up to me, I'd greenlight the article here and now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
But you're killing the article, just because some rich shithead told you he doesn't like it.
Get real, this is not about some millionaire jerk calling me to make an offer I can't refuse.
What is this about, then? Because it looks awfully like...
It's about my bosses telling me this outlet can't afford the legal action we've already been threatened with.
So, millionaire interference.
Oh, for crying out loud, Julia, don't make me treat you like a child. You know how this works. I publish your story, it's Theo versus Gawker all over again. A lawsuit here, a lawsuit there, until we're bled dry. I have a mortgage. I have 3 mouths waiting to be fed at home. I have an amazing team that doesn't deserve to be torn apart over some...
Don't you think it's telling you mentioned your mortgage first? Silence. Just asking questions.
I know better than to get into these empty semantic arguments with... Oh my god. I know better than to get into these empty semantic arguments with you, Miss Sawinski.
Savinsky.
Savinsky. You're good at them. The problem is, you're still not good enough.
Meaning?
You're too in love with weaving a good story and establishing a seductive narrative to let facts get in the way.
You've got enough boring suits with no principle on board these days. They always give you facts because that's all they can do. I'm using facts as a way to approach some kind of truth.
Except facts can blindside you, and Double Spiral has enough facts to water your story to the point where it makes no sense to publish it. Their HR and PR are working overtime to deliver a convincing counter-narrative, and they're doing a great job. Won't mitigate the damage completely, but will put every little thing in question.
Jesse Montgomery is a racist, a fraud, a sexual predator, and a downright satanic fuckhead.
Julia.
Let me say it again. Jesse Montgomery is a racist, a fraud, a sexual predator, and a downright satanic fuckhead. Do you personally believe it or not?
This is not.
You've listened to the tapes, you've read the transcripts, you've seen the documents, you've got the files. I'm asking for your personal opinion. Do you believe it or not? Click, clack. Click, clack, click.
Of course I do, but that's beside the point.
It's not. Look, how about I just say it out loud and save us both some time? We're not having this conversation because there's an actual conversation to be had. You set up this meeting knowing very damn well there's only one way it's going to end. You've got a mortgage and 3 mouths to feed. You prioritize the well-being of your direct surroundings over some nebulous concept of greater good. I get it. I really do. Yet for some reason, it seems like you're only prolonging this conversation and rationalizing your decision so that I forgive you? Officially exonerate you?
I'm not the bad guy here, Julia.
So what are you? What are you then? In your own words.
Man who does what is necessary to protect his own.
So I don't count as your own anymore? He mutters something under his breath, ending with a self-pitying chuckle.
I don't know if you'd even want to work under a scumbag like me from now on.
Oh, come on. Don't turn this into a pity party.
No, I'm absolutely a scumbag.
And why is that?
Because I'm firing you.
My thoughts are scrambled. For a brief moment, the state of my bank account displays before my eyes with startling clarity. A howling void opens in my chest and starts traveling towards my stomach. No, don't panic yet, you idiot. Get more information. Now, there must be a catch. And what about my work? Let me get this straight. Ever since we met, I've been working on stories and pieces no one else in your office would touch with a 10-foot pole. Constantly interviewing total nobodies, always busy traveling to the middle of nowhere or regretting my last trip, repeatedly ordered to clean up someone else's mess.
Julia.
All your long-winded spiels about how the disposable work is the most important work, and suddenly you only remember the disposable part?
My feelings about the quality of your work remain the same as ever. It was vital. It kept the magazine going. I will always appreciate it.
Then why would you threaten to fire me?
I would never threaten you. It's a done deal. They've made their decision perfectly clear.
They? What they? Who is this they? He glances left and right, and then points upward for a short moment. When he speaks again, it's in a hushed voice.
You know, the big kahunas. Can't really question them, and they wanted your head on a silver plate.
He's not looking me in the eye. You're not joking.
I would never joke about stuff like this.
It's real. Fucking hell, it's real. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it all to hell. All these years, all this grind, all my plans, and for what, fucking asshole? You know I deserve better, and I always deserve better, and it always ends with me going down the drain, back to the sewers. No. Take a few deep breaths. Don't lose the plot now. Keep yourself together, you idiot. The moment you show weakness, they go for your throat. Get back in control. You can't do this.
I wish I didn't have to, but it's a lost cause.
No, I mean, it's impossible.
Julia.
You can't fire someone who's never been hired in the first place. It takes him a few seconds to put on his, "Oh, I get it" face, let out a troubled gasp, and start massaging his temples. Lodestar has been my biggest source of income for the past few years, that much is true, but technically nobody has ever hired me here. It was all freelance jobs. A full-time position only served as a kind of a dangling carrot, a promise of a decent pay grade, career perspectives, maybe even some kind of insurance to save my failing health. And the recognition I would get for being part of the Lodestar team. A position that everyone around me seems to respect, aside from me. Then why did I want it so much? There'll be time to mourn what could have been. For now, I should act like I don't care.
You know what I mean. If I let you work even under a fake name, it would be a guillotine for me.
This is ridiculous. You know I'm going to start shopping around this store. You know I'm going to start shopping this story around the second I leave this room, don't you?
Of course I know. I told him.
Any response?
Let us worry about that.
Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all. Click, clack, click, clack, click. I do wonder if I could get accustomed to one of these loud mechanical keyboards some people here love to use. Whenever I did my work in here, I was still expected to bring my own crappy laptop and sit closer to the lobby. Always on the outside, no matter how hard I try to break in. A vibration in my back pocket feels like a bad omen. I decide to ignore it for now. I've been working on this fucking story for, 16 months, on and off.
I know.
You kept cheering me on.
I know.
We have even agreed on the pay I'd receive.
I know.
I'm 2 months behind on my rent. No, wait. 2.5. I catch him off guard. He's momentarily taken aback and then gives me an empathetic stare. Don't you look at me this way. You don't have the right.
I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Look, if there's anything I could do to help.
If you can't tell your big kahunas to fuck off, I don't think there's a single thing.
Julia.
I pull out a smoke and light it up. Gotta get back in control.
Please don't do that. There's a smoke detector here.
No worries. Nick turned it off a few weeks ago. Probably the most creative thing he's done in the past 5 years. Good old Nick. The perfect 21st century cinema reviewer. Never has an original thought of his own, just relies on his purely algorithmic taste to stay likable. And the best thing is, it works. Funny, I used to dream about his job. It was Brian who killed that dream, making me realize Nick won't be unseated anytime soon, and offered to teach me the ways of an investigative journalist instead. Wasn't the career I ever wanted to pursue. But to my dismay, I turned out to be surprisingly good at it. Until this Montgomery thing happened. Serves me right. Lesson learned. Should have pursued my dreams instead.
Stop it. Nicholas is a good friend. A respected critic. A member of my team. And put out that smoke. People tell me I let you step all over me. Why do I even let you act this way?
Because you once told me honesty is most important in a mentor-student relationship, and that it works both ways. And because I thought we were friends. He bites his lip and stares sideways to avoid my eyes.
At the end of the day, bosses aren't friends. Must have been a terrible mentor if I didn't even teach you that.
Dot, dot, dot. The best I can do for now is just stay silent. I don't feel too stable-like now. Like I could explode any second.
Julia. I might have failed as a guide, but I will do what I can not to leave you stranded, okay? There are options. None of them are a remedy for all your troubles, but...
Ugh, wait a second. Another vibration in my pocket. Another foreboding feeling. This time, I reluctantly take the smartphone out of my pocket. If it has to rain, why not let it pour? A new email. It's a lengthy one, and the sender... Speak of the devil. No. This can't be right. This can't be. Christ. I just got, an email from Mila Lopez. She claims she's just been laid off from Double Spiral, same as, Mike Antonoff and Jared Rivera.
What? What happened?
I'll spare you all her insults, okay? The key thing is, it seems their HR knows all the confidential information about my journalistic investigation and used it to shut everyone's mouth. Hell, apparently Montgomery walked up to Lopez as she was emptying her desk and told her to thank me for being a, quote, dumb and careless cunt. Brian goes pale. I think he has a very good reason to. You fucking scumbag. You outed my sources?
What? Of course not. What are you even saying?
Oh, don't you dare play coy. It must have been either you or me. No one else. And you know the way I work. My investigation was basically untraceable, both on and offline. Carefully picked meeting spots, encryption upon encryption, every direct quote rewritten 5 times just in case, all sorts of red herrings scattered around. I know my shit. You know I do. And this timing? Did you just pass a flash drive to your beloved Big Kahunas during a meeting as a sign of goodwill?
Look, I get you're upset, but why don't we talk this through? Calmly.
One of my favorite series of choices. Okay, let's take it step by... Fury takes the wheel, and I'm just here along for the ride. I can't do anything about it. In a deranged way, realizing you're just a passenger in your own body feels liberating. Let's just see it all unfold. Calmly? Fuck you, Brian.
Julia!
I've been paranoid for months and months, acting like everyone I didn't know was an assassin or a corporate spy. I know I haven't messed up. Not in a way that would implicate all of them. You goddamn, you thought you could get away with this?
I haven't done anything improper. Don't push the blame on me.
So what? You're claiming it's my fault? Because you're never the guilty one. It's always the bosses, the economy, the obligations you have, and now me?
You're being silly. Quit with this martyr bullshit. Calm down or I'll have to...
You immoral shithead. You motherfucking...
I'm down, for God's sake.
And so it goes. I yell out a lot of words I wanted to say for a long time, but held back. I fling a lot of insults I've been workshopping for years, hoping I'd never use them. I break a few things. At times, for a split second, I see pity in somebody's eyes. It's gonna haunt me for a long time, but in the heat of the moment, I don't care. These people, no, this company has nothing left to offer me, so at least let me take this catharsis. In the end, a security guard has to escort me out of the building, and that's the end of my journalistic career. I just feel like my world has crumbled into nothing. Who wants to be the girlfriend?
I mean, you have every right to. Jesus, if I were you, I would have already broken down into a sobbing mess.
I'd love to, but I'm on a subway. Far too proud to cry in public, even now. And it's stupid. But I feel like someone out there keeps destroying everything I hold dear just to see my reaction. Like it was a prank show and someone was waiting to record me crying. So, out of sheer spite, I'm doing my best not to cry. Fuck you. Whoever and wherever you are.
That's the most Julia Savinsky thing I've heard. Spite is the greatest motivator, huh?
Not feeling particularly motivated to do anything right now, to be honest. I just want to stay in my bed until my shithead landlord calls the cops to forcefully evict me.
Not surprised. Shit, I know whatever life decides to fuck you over, it's always one thing after another. But this is too much.
How much is too much? Let's recap this last week of June 2019. I've been kicked out of my job. Well, not that I've ever been hired, so let's just say my mentor broke every vague promise he ever made to me. A big thing I'd been working on for a year and a half. A big thing I'd been working on for a year and a half went down the toilet. It's all useless. My boss didn't protect my sources properly, and now they keep trying to reach me through every possible channel to threaten me or just yell at me, and they have every right to react like that. All of my side gigs were shut down. Nobody's replying to my emails. Someone's been dragging my name through the mud behind the scenes, and it worked.
I still have no idea who's sending all these shitty messages around. Been asking, but...
Listen, don't worry about it.
I'm not gonna stand idly by and watch you get canceled by some mean-spirited delusional...
I said, don't worry about it. I have 3 unread messages from my landlord. The message previews were stressful enough. A call came from Chicago. Apparently, Dad has bladder cancer. Mom is in hysterics. She'd go crazy if she heard about my situation, so I have to pretend everything is okay when she calls. And she calls every day. And she just won't hang up before she offloads all her burdens on me. And I can't blame her, because we all had to learn how to cope with Dad's psychopathic tendencies somehow. I was robbed. All my documents and what little money I had, gone. Don't even know when or where it happened, and it's driving me crazy because I'm always extremely wary of pickpockets. The list goes on. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it really feels like a concerted attack.
Paranoia is good. Anyway, I know you always hand-wave the topic away, but just remember that if anything happens, my place is your place. You don't have to get through it alone.
I do. I've been a trouble magnet, and as self-centered as I may be, I don't want it to affect you. I know. Listen, I have another call.
Alright, just call me if anything happens, no matter how dumb it seems, okay? And swing by whenever you can.
I will. Thank you. See you. I put my phone away, exhale, and blankly stare in front of me. Christ. I glance at my reflection in the window. Just look at this idiot. Whenever the situation requires me to dress formally, I still feel a bit like a child cosplaying as an adult. Should have just followed the dress for the job you want advice and continued dressing up like a trust fund kid who keeps partying on Brooklyn rooftops for years without a care in the world. It's only after a while that I realize the car is empty. Unnaturally so. I start feeling uneasy, but someone enters my peripheral vision. And that's the last thing I consciously register. The world dissolves. When I come to, I'm out of the subway, standing in a back alley I don't recognize. It's pretty dark. My eyes start adjusting, and I try to figure out what happened. There's a gun in my hand. A faint silhouette at my feet. It's not moving. Somebody stands in front of me, covered in shadows. I can't fully make out her face, but she's staring at me with visible intent. She speaks. Her voice is raspy and androgynous, her tone hateful and mocking.
So I know I just took the girlfriend. Could I maybe take her?
Yeah.
Sure.
Aren't you a nasty one?
What is going on? Who are you?
Don't play coy.
My mind goes blank. I look at the ground. There's a body riddled with bullet holes, and I recognize who it is. Was. The corpse belongs to Mike Antonoff, one of the double spiral whistleblowers. My source. He was just threatening to get back at me a few hours ago. Before I can feel even the tiniest bit of compassion, I face a terrible realization. They will think I'm guilty. Oh my God. Am I guilty? How is this real? What have you done to me? You've done something to me, haven't you? Back in the subway, that was you, wasn't it?
The man's bleeding out at your feet, and you're turning this around on me somehow?
I haven't done anything to him.
Again, don't play coy. You knew him. He was mad at you. Started telling him sob stories about your situation. He wasn't having none of it. He got mad, things escalated. And he died.
This isn't true. It's plausible, but that doesn't make it true. Or does it? This is just a nightmare. It doesn't even make sense. It must be a dream. And if it isn't, the person in front of me must be responsible. There's a faint voice in my head screaming that it's her world, and I'm just living in it. What the fuck have you done to me?
Nothing yet. But I'll do what I can to get you locked up for life. This is a murder in the first degree with special circumstances.
Her detached voice and nonsensical tone only reassures me this can't be real. I refuse to believe it is. Before I even manage to think this through, I point the gun at her. If I did murder him, you wouldn't be acting like that. You wouldn't be standing in front of me. You'd be running away, calling the police, begging for help, yelling that I'm a psycho.
Oh, you are a psycho. But I'm not a coward. I won't let you walk out of here alive.
This doesn't make a single lick of sense. Tears well up in my eyes. Why are you doing this?
Because sometimes one has to confront what they're really made of.
There's no two ways about it. She's gotta be nuts. Slowly but surely, she starts walking toward me. Stop right there or I'll shoot.
Go on. It's the only way you can get off the hook, isn't it? The only way you can survive. But you will definitely prove that you're the monster I claim you are.
What the fuck is this tone? So controlling, inauthentic, patronizing. I'm serious.
For your own sake, you better be.
She keeps getting closer. Maybe I did kill Antonov. Maybe I don't deserve to live. Maybe it's less tiring not to live. Maybe I should just let her take care of me. Maybe I will just wake up. Or maybe this insane reality needs to be rejected as violently as possible. Maybe a world that wants to destroy me deserves to be destroyed. She's right in front of me. It's now or never. So, fun fact. If you don't shoot her, she just kills you, and that ends the game, and you get an achievement for it.
Awesome.
Shoot her. I close my eyes and squeeze the trigger. A loud bang echoes through the alley. I'm afraid to look at what I've done. I've been to a shooting range once and felt absolutely horrified by pistols. Such a small thing, but it could easily puncture a hole in the fabric reality is made of. Never knew I'd be able to use it against another human being. The very thought makes me want to puke.
You were a right choice. You were a right choice after all. I'm so glad. You haven't allowed yourself to break, but you've crossed the line I needed you to cross. There's a silent flame in you that could become an inferno if I left it unchecked. I sure hope it will.
She's still alive. Her voice is coming from behind me. She puts her hands around my waist and her cold mouth touches my neck. I can feel my shirt getting violently torn off. I don't understand, but I'm too dazed to protest.
That was your final test. Congratulations. You've proven yourself worthy.
I can feel something sharp sliding into my neck. It's not too painful, just startling. Think a doctor pushing a needle into your vein without a proper warning. Then it hits me. Pure bliss. The dopamine receptors I've considered completely fried until now suddenly recover and start bombarding me with pleasure I've never known before. I finally let the tears go. They come flooding. They've been waiting for years. It's such a relief. Is it raining? I feel like I'm in the middle of a deluge at least, washing away all my fears, all my sorrows, all my anger, all of my pain, all of my ego. I become one with the world and the woman behind me. She's holding me tight, making me feel like the only important thing in this world. Everything else blurs. I feel something intense toward her, something I've never felt before. Is this love? I hope it is. This is not you, hisses a familiar, cynical voice in the back of my head. But it's okay. I never felt particularly fond of me anyway. New York, you're perfect. Oh, please don't change a thing. He who laughs in the shadows always has the last laugh. Hallelujah. Praise be. When everything is cliche, nothing is. Isn't that the ever-distant utopia I've been chasing all along? People on the other trains, I hope you're doing fine. God, shut up. Just enjoy it. You finally understand. She's making love to me. She's giving birth to me. She's burying me. I'm pretty sure I've been dead for a while. I'm pretty sure I could stare at my own corpse in her hands from a distance for a moment somehow. And then, I'm alive again. She lifts her mouth from my neck. No, wait. I taste blood in my mouth. Was I drinking her blood too? I realize that whatever this was, it's over. And I have to bask in the afterglow while I still can. I also immediately understand that I'm going to chase this fleeting feeling for the rest of my existence. Finally, she lets out a whisper which concludes the ceremony.
No matter what happens next, don't forget, you're a monster. But you were lucky enough to be born into a world of monsters. So don't you ever mourn that fact. Embrace it.
Need a cigarette.
Oh. Okay.
Well,
I
chat.
also need to step away, because that was... Whoa.
Chat, was it good for you too?
Chat. Yeah, was it as good for you as it was for us?
So,
Goddamn.
Will, is the Sire a reoccurring enough character, like, or was that essentially...
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
No! Oh, I was so into her. No!
Hold on. I need to piss.
Go piss.
Excuse me.
Well, this is Oran Mamdani's New York
No!
City intervention. Are you enjoying the show? Goodness knows I have. There is nothing the good people of New York like more than two women kissing.
What is your problem?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Please let me have this. Ah. Oh, golly. Oh, golly gee willikers. Golly gee willikers. So the more I'm thinking about it, babe, do you actually want to be the girlfriend?
Cam.
Because I know that Kadir makes a reappearance in this, and I know that Kadir has a lot of dialogue with her, and I know that I'm taking Kadir from Will. So I'm thinking we'll give you...
That's right.
Yeah. And we might reorient roles a little bit once Lauren comes back. Oop, that's the wrong button. Once, like, we have Lauren again, but, yeah.
Yeah, when has anything stopped you from being horny on Maine? I've seen your Tumblr.
Yes, Turtle, I will be grateful for nothing. You will eat of the bug, you will live in the pod.
Lets me know exactly how delayed my poor computer is.
Informing my girlfriend that she missed the part where lesbian sex happened.
You could always send her the VOD.
Yeah, she popped in for a second. So I wanted to thank her for
I
that.
know.
It's so nice having, like, it's so nice having other people do my stream for me. I just click a button sometimes and you two do all the heavy lifting. That is a joke, but I do love getting William Castor story times.
What
Chat.
were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Chat, can you believe the talent of this man? Can you believe the strength of the delivery for all of that? Jesus Christ, my goodness.
So we're all gonna start pulling together money, correct? To get more William audiobooks, right? Right, chat? Right?
He pissing. He pissing right the fuck now, chat. And also, let it be noted that that embrace was significantly more romantic and intimate than the heterosexual embrace we saw in the first video game. Chat, as you can see, this is subtext.
This is
Also known as
this is
text.
just text.
It was a wonderful, incredible. I genuinely might highlight that entire scene. Because, like, I can't clip it. It's too long for a clip. But I can make a highlight of it because that was good as fuck. Also, Turtle, thank you. I just noticed the message you sent in Flora's chamber for in case my webcam didn't turn back on. That was very sweet of you. Good to know Helen Marie's embrace was very interesting. I really hope at some point I get to explain Adeline's to you.
Okay, I've returned.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
The Grand
And I
Diva has
updated the-
returned.
Spreadsheet.
Yeah. So I have passed along the role of the girlfriend to Ileana because I'm thinking, like, I know that
Okay.
eventually I'll have to do a lot of yapping as Kadir, so make sure that we have major roles spread out a bit more evenly.
Okay, I will change Dakota to Ileana. Okay. Ooh. Oh, God, I'm gonna miss being Kadir for this game. Once again, I find myself in Big Beat Burger. Familiar surroundings, faces I recognize, mood same as it ever was. Still, I process it in an entirely different way. It all frustrates me now. Or, more precisely, makes me frustrated with myself. It's like I'm clinging to the remnants of a cocoon I've outgrown. Ugh. It's the same with these cigarettes. I don't need them anymore. So why do I keep holding on to them? Fucking hell. It's like I refuse to accept that I'm something better than I used to be. A vampire. Just 2 nights ago, I met Karen. She's named Karen.
Whoa.
She embraced me, by which I mean she turned me into a kindred. She calls herself my sire and me her child. Last night, she taught me the basics of survival. Drinking blood, manipulating humans, bending steel, controlling shadows. Tonight, I expected more lessons. Instead, she just told me to go out and enjoy myself.
I didn't realize Lasombra got potence.
What's the catch? I think they get fortitude. No, they do.
Well, bending steel, I presume,
Anyway.
is... Yeah.
I'm
They might
looking
be
it up.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, they get potence. What's the catch? I asked. To which she responded, April.
Oh. I might kill you if you prove to be a disappointment.
There are a few rules. I have to uphold the masquerade. I can't contact anyone I knew as a human. I can't let anyone realize I'm not human anymore. I can't embrace anyone, and so on. Otherwise, I'm free to do whatever I want. But for some reason, the first thing I did was come back here. Old habits die hard. Karen is probably watching me from somewhere even now. The way I understand it, tomorrow night she's supposed to introduce me to the Camarilla, a local society of vampires. Turns out they're the ones who've been systematically ruining my life lately. All part of some secret evaluation that I barely passed. Just imagining the reach that... Okay.
Sorry. I got it.
Just imagining the reach they have makes me dizzy. After they destroyed the old me that I barely cared about, Karen rebuilt me anew. On one hand, her test left some scars that will take time to heal. On the other hand, maybe I should just be grateful. I'm snapped out of my thoughts by a sudden scream. Some douchebag yelling about his french fries not being salty enough. I think that this is my cue to leave. Permanently. Goodbye, BBB. I hope I never see you again. I'm destined for greater things, you see.
We get to choose
right.
already.
Well, this is her first fun night out.
I see.
That's true.
So let's do. we can go through all three of these, and I can read the descriptions if you want. But
yeah, that's right.
they're
'Cause
all
you get to
kinda
pick, Will.
funny. I do get to pick. The risks of swiping right. This Tinder addict smells like A, a bit of a loser, B, a wannabe intellectual, C, a perfect source of nourishment. Dance macabre. Time to swing a little more on the devil's dance floor. The club beckons. Retributive justice. A meathead bully and his unfortunate victim. I probably shouldn't interfere, but what better chance could I find to test what I've become? We're gonna start. Let's do the Tinder addict, because I like that one.
So do you want to be the Tinder date, or do I? Wife.
You can, since I'm Dakota now, I guess.
Okay.
He lowers his eyes awkwardly, thinking how to proceed with his rant.
So it's like the conversation isn't really smooth, yeah? It's like I kept throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks, but nothing seems to stick for long. You understand, yeah?
For sure. For sure.
It's really this lack of context that's been killing me about online dating. It's bad enough when a few photos and a single sentence are all you have to rely on when starting a conversation, yeah? But when a cosmic miracle finally happens and she's actually willing to keep replying to you and she's actually down to meet up eventually and you're out there sitting with her, and after 90 minutes you still don't have that shared context, just no clue whatsoever. It's like, take me out and put a bullet in my head and put me out of my misery.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of these dates. And it's like we've been sitting out here for ages, and the only thing she has a prolonged interest in is getting as hammered as possible. Just one drink after another. And the more drunk she is, the more, familiar she's getting. It's these little things, you know, touching my upper arm after each joke, her arm around my shoulder, her jokingly punching my waist. This escalation is subtle, but steady. In addition, one reoccurring topic appears, and that it's all cool shit she has and wishes she could have shown me. Oh, too bad it's all back in her apartment. That's when it hits me. She just wants to fuck or sleep with me.
This happens with Tinder. Yeah, when you meet someone on Tinder, this happens sometimes.
Yeah, well, eventually we both run out of ideas for topics that could potentially be interesting to the both of us. So I'm just like, yeah, I'd sure love to see all the crap in your apartment. So we Uber there, in an admittedly pretty nice apartment, like nothing too fancy, but I can tell her dad is some kind of asshole I'd like to punch in the face if I ever met him. You know what I mean?
So she guides me to the kitchen and makes me some tea, rare Indian blend. Forgot what it was 5 minutes later, and then she excuses herself and goes to the bathroom. And doesn't come back. 10 minutes later, I run out of tweets to read and become a little concerned. Start looking around. The first thing that catches my eye is the kitchen table.
Go on.
The table is surprisingly large, and it's covered in neatly arranged documents, like some connect the dots, investigation board, mafia conspiracy type thing. Naturally, I take interest. It takes me 20 seconds to process what it is. Her entire mental health history, sorted chronologically, with all the juicy stuff neatly underlined in color. And I mean entire. It's all there. A detailed description of her fucked up household situation over the years. Anxiety, ADHD, bouts of depression, suspicions of schizophrenia, severe BPD, some weird psychosexual stuff with her brother. I keep reading and remember what I said about throwing shit against the wall and seeing what sticks. I'm dead certain that's how her shrinks went about diagnosing her. She finally comes out of the bathroom like half an hour after she went in, and at this point I've read all of this shit on the table 3 times, and it's not just the stuff she's highlighted for my convenience. And I feel like, right now, I understand her better than, like, someone who's read Crime and Punishment understands fuck me. And I'm not happy about it. Raskolnikov. And I'm not happy about that, like, at all. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
She walks in with a cheerful, hi, and I respond with a slick, all good. She nods, does this weird finger guns thing, and chuckles. I pretend I've been doing work-related stuff on my phone the whole time. The small talk starts. Minute in, she casually picks up one of the documents on the table, and she starts doing these super obvious body language cues that are like, oh no, how did this get here? I'm practically dying inside, but I put on my cool face and make it look like I'm not here. Sorry, gotta reply to my boss. Yeah, he's working 24/7, psycho motherfucker. Yeah. She slowly collects all the documents, puts them away, and then nonchalantly asks me something about Tame Impala while I'm feeling crushed by all kinds of trauma I just learned about. Yeah, by all the kinds of trauma I've just learned about. The apartment starts feeling like a coffin. All of a sudden, she picks up a kitchen knife and starts playing with it in this zoned out stare. Fucking mortified. So what do you think I did?
Slept with her? You slept with her?
Of course I slept with her. That's how the worst 6 months of my life began, and I couldn't even say I didn't see it coming. God, I'm such a slut.
He leans back and groans while hiding his face behind his palms. I look at his neck. Every vein seems so visible and impossibly alluring. I don't think I ever looked at anyone's neck like that. I realize I feel insanely thirsty. Damn.
I know.
You sure took a turn. Years ago, when this rant began, it was about continental philosophy.
What? Sorry, can you say that again?
He's pretty drunk, barely able to focus on anything but his current train of thought. Just what I was hoping for. Years ago, when this... Never mind. Listen, it's stuffy in here. I want to go out, get some fresh air.
You haven't touched your drink.
I mean, I would if I could. No more alcohol for me. What? No, this one's not mine. I mean, some dude bought it for me, but I don't want it. He scans the room with a death stare, looking for the guy who did it, not realizing his best chance of finding him is in the mirror. Then he drinks like a half of my glass, and once... Then he drinks like a half of my glass at once while looking around, as if he was hoping to prove his dominance over an unseen enemy.
Okay, after you.
We're walking across a mostly empty street. He's focused on keeping upright and walking in a straight line. I'm focused on finding a spot where I can drink him up.
You seem like bad news.
Oh, yeah? So why don't you just leave me alone?
Determinism, I guess.
I roll my eyes, and that's when I notice it. A deep, underlit stairwell. I look around and realize there's no one around. This is my chance. I immediately yank him downstairs. It's almost pitch black, but I can still see his face. He doesn't seem shocked. It's more like awkwardness.
Listen, it's not that I, never wanted to do this sort of thing in public. Quite the opposite. It's just that I need a certain degree of comfort to perform at optimal levels.
Oh, shut up. I sink my fangs inside of his neck as he whimpers and becomes silent. Finally, that's what I've been waiting for the past hour. He relaxes in my arms, and I relax with him. It's like all the drinks I had to deny myself until now are hitting my head all at once, with no unpleasant side effects. I feel radiant. I don't want this moment to end.
Pio, the implication is that man moans like Scooby-Doo.
I'm gonna bite you, I think, actually.
I'll whimper like Scooby-Doo.
Please don't.
But it has to. I drop his body to the floor and lick the wound closed, just the way she taught me. His pulse is faint, but steady. He reeks of booze. If anyone finds him, there should be no suspicions. As I walk up the stairwell, I insert a finger into my mouth and try to sense my fangs. No dice. It seems they really are retractable. Well, that's handy. The hunger pangs are gone. I rub my hands around my body. I feel comfortable, hopeful, happy. Can't remember the last time I enjoyed life like this. Now, let's keep this party going. We go into the club, baby.
All right, wife,
go.
you're whoever's in the club.
Great.
This club reeks of death, and I love it. I've been here quite a few times, but I've never seen anything this breathtaking. Everyone around me is whacked out of their minds, and as they keep dancing madly, the spirits dance beside them. Spectral silhouettes phase in and out of existence, becoming more visible the more intense the music grows. It looks like a bizarre ritual, a profane mass. I notice it's the voice samples the ghosts react to the strangest, the strongest. The most suggestive ones cause them to appear distorted, even tormented. It's as if something was struggling to be born out of the harsh sounds, and the dead were hoping to be reborn alongside it. They're all uneasy, quivering with desire for something far beyond their reach, probably the same as when they were alive. Sometimes the living dancers spot their dead counterparts. It's usually the most manic ones who notice something out of the corner of their eye for only a split second, but never realize what they've glimpsed. Some apparitions dance to a completely different tune than the rest of us. One only they can hear. Those seem the saddest. The spectacle is eerie. At times, it's unbearably melancholic. Above all, it's beautiful. I keep on moving to the rhythm until I reach a trance-like state, and then something even stranger happens. Every now and then, when I brush against someone, a fragmentary vision appears before my eyes. A car burning on a freeway, an outstretched hand in the depths of the sea, a man jumping out of a skyscraper window. Memories of the past, preventable visions of the future. I have no idea what it means, but I'm strangely eager to find out. And then there are dancers like her. Ones that aren't ghosts, humans, or even vampires, but something else entirely. This new world is full of mysteries, and I plan to get to the bottom of them all. But for now, I just want to dance. Okay. Woo. Wow. What a night. I watch Times Square from above. It's beautiful. Never thought this place could make me emotional, to be honest. But here I am, feeling deeply moved. Who would have thought? Getting up here was surprisingly easy, all things considered. It took more thought than physical effort. Earlier tonight, I started experimenting with this body's limits. I realized I can jump over small buildings and climb steep walls with ease now, and my whole perception of space has shifted. I planned a scenic route across the rooftops. I did my best to avoid attracting attention, just as I was told, stayed in the shadows as much as humanly possible. I spot a drone from afar. For a second, I feel uneasy, but I remember what she told me. Machines won't get a clear view of me anymore. Camera footage, photos, it's all glitched out or blurry. Wouldn't take it for granted if I didn't try to catch my reflection earlier on. I couldn't see my face clearly. Not in the mirror, not even in a puddle. My face was like one of Dali's clocks.
Honestly, if I had you'd think that my camera fuck up at the start of stream was on purpose, like a part of the bit, some kind of foreshadowing, completely incidental.
Who knows?
Who knows?
She told me to keep a low profile regardless. Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, no, sorry.
Someone might take a note and track you down.
She didn't care to elaborate, but it didn't sound encouraging. Suddenly, it hits me that I might never be able to see my own face again. I won't even be able to take care of my looks by myself. And what about the long-term psychological effects? A knot of anxiety tightens in my stomach. Jesus. This is probably just the tip of the iceberg. What else is going to change? Calm down. Wait a second. These past few nights have been the best of my life. For years I was on a downward spiral, failing health, no future, a feeling of overwhelming powerlessness. Now, everything has been flipped upside down. A total paradigm shift. A bad ending is no longer the only option. I am actually looking forward to tomorrow. I forgot how that feels. Where it used to stand at mere seconds to midnight, the doomsday clock has been effectively turned off. The cold breeze brushes my cheek. As stupid as it sounds, I choose to read it as the world telling me to chin up. I can bend anyone to my will. I'm capable of superhuman strength. I am a master of shadows. I can do anything. Tomorrow night, I'll be introduced to my duties. If everything goes according to plan, I'll become a New York City representative of Clan La Sombra. Whoever they are, whatever that means. I have no idea what to expect. But tonight is tonight. I'm free. All my worries from a month ago feel like they belonged to someone else. Finally, things are looking up. Okay.
Oh god, we fast forwarded months and we're back in the fucking burger joint.
Almost 6 months later, we're back in the burger joint,
We're
baby.
back in
Let's
the-
go.
Back in Bed Bath &
baby.
Beyond Burger.
No!
Bed Bath and Beyond.
You can't send me back.
March 2020. Back at it again at Big Beat Burger. Familiar sounds, familiar smells, familiar faces. Yet again, I'm recalling that night when everything finally seemed to change for the better. I mean, it's not like I wasn't expecting everything to go back to the old depressing normal. Even in the thick of it, the rational part of me recognized my state as temporary. But with these highs, there's always a hope that it won't end. Or maybe that an ego death will finally occur. Be satisfied, you stupid fucking bitch. I command you. Here's all the logical evidence for why you should be satisfied. Here's the obvious direction for your life. And here's a detailed explanation on how you should treat the people that care for you. No dice. I always fall back on the same old habits. It's like they were encoded deep in my DNA. The aimlessness, the powerlessness, the spiritual exhaustion, these goddamn fast food trips. The stupid fucking self-loathing now amplified whenever I drink somebody's blood. Maybe I should just blame it all on the misfortune of my birth. You do this social climbing until you dissociate, and then you're just this untethered, constantly frustrated ball of dumb desires. Except I'm sort of immortal right now, and I need to figure out what to do next. I watched this obscure Asian movie once. Eli Lema Sabat. Oh, God. Not even gonna try. Sure. Starring Tadanobu Asano, one of the coolest guys in the world. He plays this Mersbo-like figure, a legendary noise musician. There's this mysterious virus spreading around the world, causing despair and mass suicides. A rich CEO's granddaughter gets sick and longs to die, so he spends a fortune searching for the cure. Turns out, Asano and his friend, played by this violent onsen geisha guy, are traveling through Japan, searching the corpse-strewn towns and fields for any unique item that can produce beautiful sounds. As it turns out, the avant-garde walls of noise they create are able to heal the infected. The CEO begs the band to help, offering them all the money they want, but for some reason they refuse. Through a series of flashbacks, concerts, and vignettes, a mystery unfolds. Eventually, we realize that Asano's music is not just a remedy. It's also a cause of the virus. Whenever it connects with people, they get this hunger for more extreme, more novel experiences. And eventually, they hit a wall. Nothing can satisfy them anymore. They lose their will to live. Not even the musicians are spared from this curse. They know the end will come, sooner or later. The girl is saved by a mind-blowing concert, but the tragedy is merely postponed, not averted. The last shot of a Jesus-like Asano, silently considering his role as savior and destroyer, stayed with me. The form of the film is abrasive, little to no narrative coherence, some weird, cartoonish creative choices, the Japanese noise soundtrack, the very free-form and hard-to-understand weave of themes. But at this point, movies like this are all that truly connect with me. I'm the New York City representative of the La Sombra clan now, also known as the Night Clan. They're masters of shadows who cast distorted reflections and make modern tech go haywire in their presence. Last year, a few months before I was embraced, the La Sombra had joined the Camarilla, the biggest and most traditional sect in the vampire world. The two groups actually used to fight each other, but our leaders found some intel that made them reconsider their strategy. So, they sent a diplomatic mission to parley with their historic enemies. The deal they got in Chicago was simple. An unlife for an unlife. For every La Sombra vampire allowed in the Ivory Tower, one La Sombra vampire has to meet their ultimate end. I still remember the name of the woman who met her final death so that I could begin my unlife. Her name was Hester Reed, a sworn enemy of the Camarilla, a guerrilla fighter who spent decades opposing them. She was someone with far better principles than mine, from what I've gathered. Well, whoever she was, her execution by my sire served to convince the NYC elites to give us La Sombra a chance. Then, they set out to look for a mutually agreed-upon candidate who'd become the clan's rep in the city. My sire searched for someone who gave the impression she was more than she appeared. The local court was looking for someone they could walk all over. After long negotiations, they decided I was a good compromise. They proceeded to systematically destroy my entire life, just to make me show I was psychologically strong enough to join their ranks. The turncoat special, they called it. Somehow, I succeeded. And it eventually led me right back to where I started. Sigh. I stopped writing and put my pen down. Hey, Valerie.
Valerie was Lauren.
So, wife.
Will that be all?
Yes, Miss Duval. I hope you enjoy your stay in London.
Oh, I very much doubt I will. Just like every cultured person, I think the only good Englishman is a dead Englishman.
Fucked up serial killer. At least you're headed there to kill some of the Duskborn you hate so much.
William, unfortunately forced into a role he can agree with.
One of the benefits of being a scourge. If there's one thing this world is never in shortage of, it's loathsome runoffs who forfeited their right to live.
That will be all.
Tell Kadir I said hello and farewell.
Safe travels. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, psycho. Oh well. I'm the lone La Sombra in this town, and my representational role means jack shit. No title, no perks, no whatever. Right now, I'm the court's gopher, doing all sorts of work nobody else will touch. My main duties? Being a sort of immigration officer. See, New York City is probably the biggest vampire travel hub in the USA, and definitely the biggest one on the East Coast. Almost every kindred arriving from Africa and Europe comes through here. The local Camarilla is nuts about bureaucracy and population control, so every vampire leaving or arriving in this town is supposed to check in with me to inform me about their travels. Well, in theory at least. The VIPs play by different rules. They take care of this stuff through connections and servants. But for the smaller fish, I'm like a vampire Statue of Liberty. The first bloodsucker every kindred coming to NYC should see. On paper, anyway. The first after the Prince, or Kadir, the Primogene Council. These things vary. Yeah, I'm a naturally traitorous La Sombra, so they still prefer being traditional and hands-on about these things. As I said, at the end of the day, I'm just a gopher, and this work only serves to remind me I'm not quite in just standing at the gate. They haven't even given me an office. I just meet everyone in public places, such as coffee shops or this fast food restaurant. Some consider this an insult and lash out at me, but luckily, most of them understand we're in the same boat. Only here because we're curs who need to be reminded of our place from time to time. Speaking of, my last client is 15 minutes late, and I still have more errands to run tonight. This is getting irritating. To be honest, I should just find some self-respect and leave. But I won't. My sorry upbringing left me with this stupid sense of responsibility. 10 more minutes pass. Eventually, an unfamiliar woman appears by the door. She tells someone to stand by the door and walks in. Long chestnut hair, body stuck in her late teens by the look of it, a fashionable scarf covering most of her face, elegant clothes, dignified walk. I signal her to sit in front of me, trying my best not to let my impatience show. She obliges. Here to check in? You're here to check in?
April, you want me, or?
Will, how relevant is this character? I assume based on her absolutely stunning outfit.
Yeah, she comes up a couple of times.
How close are we to Kadir moment?
We're pretty close to Kadir.
I would give this to you then.
I am. Julia Savinsky, I presume?
She's scanning her surroundings like we're at a circus. I hope you won't mind if I make it quick. I'm needed in Elysium. Name?
Catherine Weiss.
Huh. I swear I've heard that name before. Someone else's description of her crosses my mind. That weird lady who owns the art hole but is never there?
Weird?
So it is her. Catherine Weiss, the owner of the art hole, de facto headquarters of the New York City Camarilla. For fuck's sake, Julia. What are you doing calling her weird right off the bat? God knows you've already made a fool of yourself in front of enough VIPs in this city. Recover. I'm sorry. It's just that I, still don't know many people there. So I have to go by the descriptions I'm given by the members of the Primogen.
Well, I feel like I should have given her an accent, but oh well.
You can swap it up.
Yeah.
Well, the description is mostly correct, outside of that one word that slightly perplexes me. Pot calling the kettle black sounds like.
Oh, from what I gathered, it's just that your interests are rumored to be, not fully aligned with the Camarillas. And it irks some folks up there.
Being a keeper of the Elysium is not enough for some, I see. I suspected as much, but what can you do?
She seems chill. Good. Anyway, Catherine Weiss. Wow.
Yes. Want me to spell it? People often have trouble getting it right.
Forgive my indiscretion. It's just that people of your stature usually don't bother checking in with me. They usually report their arrival to one of the Primogen, and they make all the arrangements.
I heard Prince Panhard is busy with the preparations for her big party. I assumed that if I spared her some paperwork, she'd appreciate it, as a gesture of goodwill. Besides, I wanted to meet the infamous La Sombre representative out of sheer curiosity. My interest peaked once I heard about her.
She looks around knowingly.
Unique circumstances.
Yes, Prince Helene Panhard had trouble justifying the exorbitant rent my property would need.
That's literally pennies for her. And as far as I know, she's been sitting on and as far as I know, she's been sitting on an empty property since last year. Looks like they've got it out for you. Bad.
That's what I assumed, but it's nice to get a confirmation. Well, it's not like my clan has ever been particularly popular in these parts. At least, that's what I've heard. Sins of the fathers and so on.
Yes. Just to make sure, you've never met Hester, but you know of her?
I do know. I do know I wouldn't be here if not for her. Have you two met?
No. I only heard of her once or twice. We had similar outlooks on many issues, although we tended to come up with completely different solutions. In any case, I think it's meaningful that Hester died so that you could live. They feared her, now they fear you, and that's why they're keeping you down.
If anyone who's not a VIP said this to me, I'd laugh in their face. Oh, I get what she's doing. She's trying to buy my favors. Best not to act like I'm easy to please. Stick to business. Time will tell. In the meantime, I'll need you to help me out with my documentation.
Of course.
So, where are you coming from?
Washington, D.C.
She says it in the way people in Hollywood movies say it. The way that suggests her Washington is wildly different from the Washington you and I would see. What were you doing there?
Take a guess.
Government work?
Write that down. It ought to amuse Helen a little bit.
If you say so. Date and hour of arrival? She takes out a plane ticket and slides it towards me.
It's all here.
1 a.m. Got it. Method of transit, plane. Purpose of visit?
Meeting with Prince ought to work just fine.
I guess. Estimated duration of visit?
Undefined. Right in 6 months if you really need to.
Place of accommodation? Conditions of intended stay?
The art hole. Conditions should be adequate.
You tell me. I tend to be happy with Airbnb. Home sweet home?
I'm not certain that I've ever felt particularly at home here.
That makes 2 of us.
Curious. Do you have nothing holding you here?
The face of a blonde-haired friend appears in my mind's eye, then vanishes. There's nothing holding me anywhere.
I see.
A prolonged silence. She stares into my eyes, and I return the stare. She's studying me. It's unnerving, but I do my best not to turn away. Eventually, she smiles.
Didn't you say you were short on time?
Oh, God, yes. Kadir will kill me. I quickly begin to collect my stuff from underneath the table.
You can simply inform him I paid you a visit. He'll understand, and he'll pass it on to everyone who should be in the know.
I'll do that, yeah. Sure thing.
Good. We will see each other soon, I hope. The party tomorrow night?
I, wasn't invited. She gives me a pitying look.
I understand. Well, if not given the opportunity, we should make our own. I'll be in touch.
Good night, Miss Weiss. I wish you a pleasant stay.
Good night, and don't rush these things. You've got your whole unlife ahead of you, and you're in a position where you could take it easy. Take your time. Get a different perspective.
I nod and walk slowly out the door. When I lose sight of the restaurant, I sprint toward the subway. Slow night.
I wish. You're late again, by the way. I hope you have a good excuse.
Kadir al-Asmai, the mighty sheriff of New York City, is not happy with me. No wonder. I met him in front of Elysium 30 minutes later than the time we had agreed on. Yeah, well, Catherine fucking Weiss decided to arrive fashionably late.
A likely story. She's supposed to be out of the city.
You think I'm pulling your leg, boss? Feel free to check my report. I pass him all of the official papers the way I do every other night. Kadir stares me down for a good few seconds. Then his steely gaze softens.
You're serious? Weiss and McDonald's with the mask and elegant clothes surrounded by the smell of French fries and hamburger patties. Must have been one hell of a sight.
Technically, it was BBB, not McDonald's, but yeah. God, I made such a fool of myself. First thing I did, I quoted someone calling her a weirdo. I wanted to die on the spot.
Serves you right. Serves you right, you walking faux pas. I've been trying to teach you how to control your tongue, but you never learn. It's a new gaffe every week with you. Still, there's good news and bad news. The good news is Catherine has a fondness for vampires of humble beginnings. Probably why she decided to see you in your, shall we say, natural habitat.
She's one of those rich art scene assholes who seek out working class cred.
I did say something about watching your tongue. The bad news is she's very astute. She can recognize a moron like you straight away. Never stood a chance at impressing her.
Oh, shut up. You still need me for anything here? I'll get on it straight away.
I wouldn't be standing out here chatting with you if I hadn't taken care of my duties. 30 minutes is all it took to finish preparations for the big party. I'm about to see everyone off.
Sorry.
Couldn't be helped, I suppose, and it's more your loss than mine. I just wanted some company tonight, and you could really use the chance to appear here on official duties so everyone can get to know your face. Heavens knows your fast food job isn't going to get you anywhere. You need to, what do they call it? Hustle.
You don't need to tell me that. But it's not like being paraded around for a bunch of blue-blooded douchebags is... He somehow manages to give me a painful nudge in the back without so much of a hint of visible movement.
Language, you fool. They're coming out. Just stand there in silence for 5 minutes and focus on not embarrassing yourself any further, will you?
Got it. The first two silhouettes appear in the doorway of the art hall. An old man in a wheelchair, pushed forward by his young servant. Haven't seen either of them before.
Mr. Payne, the night is still young. Hope you find the rest of it pleasant.
Payne. The wheelchair. I've heard about him. Addison Payne, one of the American Camaria's main connections to the government and Wall Street. Disabled in quite a few ways, needs a servant to communicate. I'd be full of resentment if I was embraced in his condition, but apparently, Payne is nothing but grateful for his immortality. He keeps writing fervent defenses of the traditions and Camarilla customs. Good night. Good night, Mr. Payne. He wordlessly shakes Kadir's hand, but doesn't even deign to acknowledge me. At least his servant gives me a small bow. I return it. They leave. Kadir turns to the next person leaving.
Hi, Regent. Can't wait to see you in your outfit.
I'd like to be the Tremere.
Wife, you're up.
Oh. Spare me, Sheriff. These fancy dress parties cause me enough suffering without your help. I could only hope you haven't conspired with Helen to embarrass me with this gift.
She points to a shrink-wrapped set of clothes she's carrying inside her coat. Kadir smirks briefly.
I didn't have to. As you well know, Prince Panhard displays a considerable foresight in the matter of party planning.
Yes, if there's one thing she's deathly serious about, it's frivolities.
A recognizably mortal quality, especially for a prince. We ought to celebrate it, not oppose it.
Don't worry, Sheriff. I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl who knows her etiquette. I will play your game, amuse the crowd a little bit, and return to my study as fast as possible.
Aisling Sturbridge, High Regent of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, a hero of the Battle of New York, the biggest warlock in town. Could be a prince herself if she didn't have her eyes on a bigger prize. The thing is, nobody knows what that prize is. They only know it has something to do with the goal of her thaumatological research. Whoever tried to find out what it is failed. Violently.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to have fun. Miss Savinsky here has just informed me Catherine Weiss is back in town. It is safe to assume she will join our festivities.
You're kidding me.
She sends her regards. Her negative reaction intrigues me, so I decide to give her another nudge. She told me to send her regards, and that she absolutely can't wait to catch up.
Cheeky.
That hint of torment on her face is less than I was counting on, but it will do.
Nice. Excellent. I'd love to catch up with her.
The barely concealed venom in her voice clearly suggests that, in fact, she'd hate to catch up with her.
Yes, it looks like tomorrow night will be very special. But for now, I bid you adieu.
And she's gone. Is there some kind of story between Aisling and Weiss that I should be aware of?
That part about sending regards. That was a bold-faced lie, wasn't it?
An innocent one. Overselling someone's courtesies is just good etiquette.
You're unbelievable. Well, I doubt High Regent... Yeah, it is Regent, not Regnant. I don't know why I'm reading that. High Regent Sturbridge took it as courtesy, considering she once attempted to call a blood hunt on Weiss.
Wow. Why?
I heard 5 different versions of the story, and all of them seem plausible. Catherine's relationship with this city is odd, to say the least. But hush for now.
He's obviously trying to kill the conversation, and the appearance of Thomas Arturo gives him a perfect way out.
Mr. Arturo? Lasmai. Keep up with the good work, yeah? Of course.
Thomas Arturo, an architect by trade, he's a herald, a member of Prince Panhard's inner circle, an eccentric whose thoughts seem to be 10 times faster than his words. Good night. Good night, Mr. Arturo.
Oh, yes. Yes.
He disappears into the night. Well, that was brief. Maybe I should stand in their way. That might force them to properly acknowledge my existence.
You severely underestimate their dedication to ignoring whelps like you. And just in case you're serious, I beg of you don't.
I've been meaning to ask you this for a while now, but never had the opportunity. You really hate Arturo's guts, don't you? He carefully measures his diplomatic response.
I have no strong feelings about Thomas Arturo whatsoever.
Yeah, well, considering you're always listing positives about every local Camarilla representative under the moon, you might as well have called him a cunt.
Language, whelp. And as for Arturo, I will share my opinion about him as soon as I come up with one that sticks for more than a week.
A group of kindred emerges from the art hall, rushing towards the street. Only a noble-looking woman stops next to us. She's wearing a hijab, but curiously enough, doesn't hide her hair beneath it.
Primogen.
If you were rude enough to stare, you'd quickly notice the cloth serves mostly to cover up her horrifying scars.
Okay, Gorge. Me, I guess?
Unless you want me
Sure.
to do it, but...
Kadir. Oh, and young Julia.
I'm doing my best not to stare, because Samira is one of the few NYC Camarilla figures who hasn't been an asshole to me yet.
Still here? Did the prince require the clan of the Hunt's counsel in some matter?
Yes. I advised her that, no matter how hard she tries, she shouldn't expect me to wear a different costume tomorrow night.
She's the Banu Hakim Primogen. Just like the La Sombra, their clan was independent from the Camarilla until relatively recently. However, they negotiated a better deal than we did. They have a Primogen, for one. Hailing from the Middle East, the Banu Hakim are drawn to the practice of justice. The rules must be upheld and every transgression punished. They don't have much say in NYC, but the prince often seeks their judgment. It's just good PR.
I trust she was understanding. Those are beautiful clothes.
Thank you so much. I'm eager to see the outfit you came up with. And how are you, Julia? Have you seen any lights at the end of the tunnel?
Same old, same old. Same old, Samira. Still wandering in the dark, bumping my shin every 2 steps.
Sorry to hear that. I trust you're pestering the prince and your superiors to improve your standing.
It's a process.
Julia. You won't achieve anything if you don't keep reaching for it. Kadir, weren't you supposed to teach her the ropes?
I'm trying to, Primogen, but with this child, it's always a process.
I can only wish you good luck then. Good night, Julia. Good night, Kadir.
Good night.
Have a safe trip.
The art hole has to be almost empty by now. You like her, don't you?
Stop with your class clown act, whelp. It only serves to reveal deep insecurities.
Wow. That's harsh.
It's factual, or I as harsh as you claim.
She did tell us both to call her Samira, but you're still keeping your distance with that Primogen shit.
Watch your profanity, and don't project your fantasies onto me. I won't be giving you a lesson about professional boundaries, but I suspect the way you will eventually learn it will be extremely unpleasant. Am I interrupting
What's
something, good folks?
Oh, please. Wait,
Yes.
I so wanted Will to be Carter so bad since I saw this damn name.
Can I be Carter Vandervaden?
April, can we please let him?
Okay, okay.
Please.
Yes! Am I interrupting something good, folks? Because that's absolutely the tone you would use. Even though I'm constantly pestering him, Kadir's composure is unshaken. His response comes swift and unfazed.
Not at all, Mr. Vanderweyden. Heading back to your office. Sorry, Vanderweyden.
You know me, my dear sheriff. Where else would I go? Now that's curious. Even though Carter Vandervaden is a Primogen as well, Malkavian, to be precise, I don't hear Kadir address him as such.
Hope to see you tomorrow night.
Oh, I will absolutely show up provided I can. But just in case, I already apologize for not making it to the prince. Simply drowning in work these days. The rhythms, tempo, and intonation patterns of his voice are so familiar. Half of it sounds like JFK, the other half exactly like Barack Obama. Just like his appearance, it all feels so fake. He's old money, of course. Comes from a long line of Dutch merchants who originally settled in the New York region, runs a wildly successful law office, rubs shoulders with elites of both kindred and kind varieties alike. He seems perfect in every way, and that's why he's so unnerving. He's a child of Malkav and must be blighted with some affliction, but whatever it is, he doesn't let it show. Hard not to wonder what he's hiding.
The celebrations are planned to last all week. Surely you'll find the time.
I pray I will, my good man, I pray I will. In case you need to reach me, you know where to find me. Have a good one. He doesn't even register my presence before leaving. Sometimes I think they're all still hoping I'll simply go away. As Carter drives away in his limousine, Kadir shakes his head.
You wanted to hear about which member of New York City's Camarilla I dislike the most?
Yes? He shoots me a knowing glance and smirks.
Too bad. They're all my dear colleagues, and I deeply respect every single one of them.
Sure you do. Wouldn't want to blurt out something that could lock you out of Mr. Vandervaden's legal services, would you, you ass-kisser?
I do expect to find myself in need of a good defense attorney when my broke, incompetent, and foul-mouthed assistant finally pushes me over the edge.
Rude. Do you still need me here? I still need to swing by St. Patrick's tonight.
Don't worry, we're almost done. The prince is coming out.
Captain is the last person to leave the ship, huh? And there she is. Helene Panard, the Big Kahuna, as someone I once knew would call her. The de facto ruler of New York City and a self-professed patron of the arts.
I suppose I'll handle Helen while Lauren is gone. Kadir, a penny for your thoughts. Oh, right, I'm also Kadir. You should be pleased to hear the High Regent is resigned to her fate, my prince. Mr. Vandervaden is decidedly not, and I suspect he'll be too busy to join the festivities all the week through. Excellent.
She turns to me.
Miss Savinsky, weren't you supposed to accompany our good sheriff in his duties tonight? There was an unexpected change of plans. Catherine Weiss is back in the city. Catherine is here. Now that's a welcome surprise. But what does it have to do with you, Miss Savinsky?
I took care of her paperwork. She said she didn't want to trouble you with all the paperwork regarding her arrival, Prince Panard. It's all been taken care of. Kadir has already been informed of everything.
That's certainly a nice gesture, but... Wait a minute now. Where exactly did you meet her? In a fast food restaurant, my prince. I see.
Helene rubs her eyes.
Catherine and her love for proletarian amusement. I suppose it'll be a source of amusing anecdotes this week. If we want to avoid these situations in the future, it might be a good time to discuss offering Miss Savinsky an office of her own. We'll get to it eventually. There are more pressing matters at hand. The festivities start tomorrow, and there's still so much to be done. Will you make sure the art hole is secure before leaving? Certainly, my prince. Have a good night. Good night, Kadir. Good night, Miss Savinsky. We'll talk about your work soon, don't worry.
Of course. Good night, Prince Panard. A chauffeur escorts her to a limo. There's an awkward silence between me and Kadir until the car disappears around the corner. More pressing matters, huh? A penny for your thoughts, Sheriff?
I'm certain an image of a keeper of the Elysium stuck in a fast food restaurant will linger in Prince Panhard's mind. You're far closer to your goal than you were a few minutes ago.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you say something to that effect a few times now.
And I stand by my words. Rome wasn't built in a day, Julia.
As a Camarilla loyalist, don't you think it sucks that the Ivory Tower is so hell-bent on showing disrespect to my clan? They're actually willing to make fools of themselves in the process.
We've all had to endure our own hazing rituals. But yes, the current situation is not ideal.
Whatever. You need a hand closing up the Elysium?
I'll manage. It's getting late. Better run. Some shadow in Chicago is probably impatient to get a copy of the reports you've given me. You've pleased one master, and now it's time to please the other.
Yeah. Here's the thing about working for two masters. Neither of them really thinks of you as their own. Not knowing how to reply, Kadir shrugs. I wave to him goodbye and head for the subway. When I reach St. Patrick's Cathedral, I'm greeted by a voice that grates on me like teeth on tinfoil.
Oh!
April.
Well, the prodigal daughter returns.
Oh my god, no. This is the one thing I didn't want to happen.
Speak for yourself, Julia. Julia, please, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Uh-huh. Where's Father Leonard?
His clergy duties keep him from getting here on time. He sent me to apologize in his name and keep you company for a few minutes.
That's the second thing he ought to apologize for.
He just wants his flock to live in unity, and I am more than willing to oblige him. Why won't you?
For the last time, I'm not a part of his flock. We have a purely professional arrangement.
I know you see it that way. The Knight Clan's tendency to stick close to the Catholic Church is their greatest virtue, but they still consider this relationship purely instrumental. That is why I need to keep kindred like you bringing the spiritual changes to your clan, to keep them to make them understand God's precious gifts. I'm definitely not doing the French as I used to before, and I'm not quite sure what is wrong with it. There we go. The greater their shadows would become.
Again with his insufferable sermonizing. Benoit Segal here is a local nutjob and an ex-artist, a degenerate who had some sort of complete mental breakdown in the 90s. To recover, he took to religion for solace and guidance. At first, he proclaimed his readiness to devote the rest of his unlife to studying Nautism. After a few years, though, he changed his mind and joined the Catholic Church instead. As luck would have it, his neophyte's zeal found a major target in me. When I first met him, I was stupid enough to tell him I was raised Catholic and still identified as such. Somewhat. He immediately pictured me as some sort of force for change within the Camarilla and set out to put me back on the righteous path. Now he won't stop preaching to me, apparently, until I become a nun.
Remember, the darkest place is directly beneath the candle. You turncoats have this unfortunate predisposition to find salvation right within your grasp, and then lose your way in the shadows.
Christ. Once he starts, he just won't stop. I guess it's time to bring out the big guns. By the way, I was meaning to ask, got any news about Sophie Langley? A painful grimace crosses his face, but doesn't linger.
Kind of rude to change the subject, you know.
Rude? I'm just looking for a topic both sides of this conversation would care about. Like any guide on etiquette says you should.
Salvation is a topic close to anyone's heart.
whether they admit it or not. And it's pretty bold of you to assume I still care about Langley.
I do not assume. I'm certain you do. The second she retires from public eye, you stop acting like Yeezus-era Kanye and start acting like Jesus is King-era Kanye. Coincidence?
I've never heard a Jesus era. Do people really call it that?
Here's how it's going to work. You tell me what you know, I'll tell you what they say. And keep in mind, I didn't know she was your sire until a few nights ago. Hell, I haven't even met her. He winces a bit at me saying hell, but lets it go.
Sure, I figured you wouldn't have prodded that wound. I figured you would have prodded that wound long ago if you knew, but what do you care anyway?
Better to let you drone on about your tormented past than to let you carry on with your good missionary shtick. Professional curiosity. Once a journalist, always a journalist. He scratches his head, then exhales in a sad mockery of a chuckle.
Fine then. I'll do my best to make it short, just like you said. Sophie Langley, every New York kindred's beloved socialite, was my sire. We first met sometime after World War II. I left France right before the Nazis went around the Maginot Line. I struggled to keep my siblings alive with my art. Watched my brother die during the flu epidemic of 43. I was close to losing my mind. That's when she showed up. Said their sheer torment in my works caught her eye. She became my patron, allowed my talents to flourish, and supported me financially. Eventually, she embraced me. As a rail of kindred, my artistic intent started to naturally deviate from what there used to be back when I was a poor motel upstart. I began to see the world the way her social circle does. And that she couldn't forgive. Instead of being a fun novelty, I became just another part of the malaise surrounding her. She grew distant and then stopped seeing me altogether. I've had my share of meltdowns because of this, I won't deny that. I locked myself out of my many career opportunities, but it was an important lesson. Don't trust your elders. Vampirism affects them psychologically as well. If they take an interest in you, they won't stop until they've sucked your soul dry and discarded you like a broken toy.
For the first time since I've known him, Seagal registers to me as something other than a Bible-thumping nuisance. Is it compassion I feel? Do I find him relatable? How dreadful. It's possible he's strategically trying to elicit sympathy. Maybe he heard about my dramatic exit from Lodestar. Or maybe he's just alluding to the way my sire left me here to fend for myself.
It is only God who will never lead you astray. This is why I find your act so frustrating, Julia. You're so close to getting it, but you choose sin instead.
There's the Benoit Seagal I know. Almost had me fooled. Let's get back on track. What about Langley's disappearance from the city?
Your past was a road to perdition. Whenever she ended up, I doubted she is too happy. Wherever she ended up, I doubt she's too happy about it. She had plans for the future of the city, wanted to make it her ultimate artwork. She was always a vain one.
And, of course, you're completely sure you have nothing to do with her disappearance?
Please don't tell me that's what you... Please don't tell me you're getting at what I think you're getting at.
Everybody says you've been acting like you're trying to repent for something ever since her vanishing act. And you've got a motive. Of course I'm getting at what you think I'm getting at. Benoit shakes his head.
You really have the devil in your heart, Julia. Always testing me.
Just asking what everyone's thinking.
Are they now? Listen, I'm familiar with a lot of the inserts attached to my name in this city. Those aren't exactly compatible with the image of a ruthless killer.
Killer, huh? Now that's interesting. I haven't said anything about killing. He scrubs his hands over his forehead and collects himself before responding.
Stop picking about every word I say in this completely unpleasant way. Here's a statement if you really want one, Miss Hercule Poirot. I do believe Sophie, the way I knew her, has met her end. Even if she is still walking the earth, she wouldn't come back from here the same prideful aristocrat. She'd have to undergo a spiritual rebirth. Someone has reminded her of her place. Her former friends talk of her in hushed voices. Even that servant play toy of hers went missing. No more camarilla parties. She is done for. Whatever happened to her, I don't know. I fucking lost it. Benoit Segal. Whatever happened to her, I don't know. I swear on Jesus and his sandals, I have nothing to do with it. But yes, I am still here, and she is not, and it is not a reason to gloat, but to be more humble. I received a signal from court telling me to re-examine all of the unfortunate ways I still resemble Sophie Langley. And I listened. I reject the pride I shared with her. I renewed my vows to God, recommitted to preaching his greatness. I mean, this is why we are having this conversation in the first place. Right now, when I think of Langley's influence on my life, I am grateful because she was a sign that got me here. And, if God wills it, maybe one day you'll look at her the same way, Julia.
Mental note. Whenever he circles back to this preachy tone, it's time to intervene.
Chat, I would just like to note the only reason I'm so wildly inconsistent with Benoit's voice tonight is definitely because I maybe have an ear infection. That is the reason, and not because I'm bad at it.
All right. If it makes you feel any better, I think that the only way a wimp like you could have hurt her was by boring her to death with Bible quotes.
Now then, quid pro quo, tit for tat. If you're saying be bears still talk about me, I was curious if,
Oh, look who's finally here. Stalling for time worked. Father Leonard rushes in our direction, carrying a folder of documents under his arm. I assume it's the one I came here for. Father Leonard, who wants to be the hot priest?
God damn!
I mean, I'm Benoit in this scene, so, like, again, we can kind of reallocate these once we have a Lauren.
Okay. Christ be praised, Julia. Yesterday I was told this is how priests greet their... The word I can't pronounce at all,
Parishioners.
goddamn. I'm gonna fuck up this word so hard for no reason.
Parishioner?
Yep. I don't know why.
Say it.
Priests greet their parishioners in Eastern Europe.
So, Julia Lordrop, she was actually born in Poland. Family came to Chicago. I am playing her like she has affected a Midwestern, like, flat accent. Just for her own. Forever and ever, amen. Actually, I think we said each other's lines. Never mind. Another long night? Isn't it taking a toll on you?
Nah, no need to worry. These days I sleep a few hours a day. Short naps take care of the rest, and there's always work to be done. I apologize for being late. At least I managed to get here before you and Benoit went for each other's throats. Good. I was getting worried.
Oh, who do you take me for, Fazel?
He takes you for a total bozo who's about as effective at converting people as a documentary about pedophilia in the Catholic Church. He's just too kind to say it out loud.
Ouch. Hear what I have to deal with, Fazel. But don't worry, we'll make a saint of her yet.
Forget saint. For now I'd settle for an adult in the room.
He's 70 years older. You do remember he's at least 70 years older than I am, right?
As far as I'm concerned, growing up has far less to do with age than with the conditions of our formative years. Here.
He gives me a folder he was carrying with him, and I pass him the reports I wrote earlier tonight. Among kindred, it is common knowledge that the Catholic Church is one of the La Sombra's greatest assets. Hell, it might even be one of the main reasons the Camarilla is slowly warming up to the clan. We are technologically impaired, and as such, woefully unprepared to face the challenges of communicating in the 21st century. Hard to handle advanced encryption when you can't even unlock a smartphone. This is where the Vatican connections enter the picture. A web of priests scattered all around the world exchange our dispatches between each other, making sure they all reach their destinations in total secrecy. I was told not everyone in the Holy See is friendly to our kind, but the most shrewd and talented usually are. You could say they're like a mortal Camarilla, better than any intelligence agency. Remember what happened to John Paul I when he attempted to uncover the workings of the Institute for the Works of Religion? Death after 33 days of papacy, rumors of CIA and Masonic involvement. Not that Father Leonard has anything to do with any of this. For a Catholic priest, he's all right. He'd probably have made me stay a believer a few years longer than I did had I known him as a teenager. Leonard is intelligent, kind, helpful towards his parishioners, treats his superiors with a healthy dose of skepticism, and is not involved in any sort of political church games. Well, at least not beyond helping me contact my bosses in Chicago every other night or so. He knows about the kindred, and he knows about the Second Inquisition. He opted to avoid the latter in order to keep the former from oppression, because according to him, it's the right thing to do. I know there's got to be something wrong with him. Some selfish motivation, maybe, but I haven't nailed it down yet. And I haven't nailed it down yet, but it doesn't feel like he's making an effort to hide it, so I'm giving him a pass.
By the way, I hope you don't mind. I finally took the liberty of asking how your parents are doing.
Thank you, Father, but you shouldn't have.
Not a problem. A priest at St. Stanislaus Kostka is a good friend. He says your parents started showing up every Sunday again. Front rows. Your father's looking better and better.
It makes me feel nothing, but I still give him a token nod and a grateful smile. Thank you, Father Leonard. Now, if you'll excuse me, the sunrise is almost here.
Yes. Be careful. And God bless you.
Hey man, goodbye Julia. I'll let you off the hook this time, but next time you won't be so lucky, alright?
Sure. Just one more thing on my never-ending list of events I'm not looking forward to. Guess it's time to call it a night. I'm home.
Finally. You doing alright?
Fine, I guess. Why aren't you asleep?
I figured it's finally time for me to become more of a night owl. We've talked about making our schedules sync better.
Watch your vitamin D. I'd kill to have your skin. Would be a shame to waste it.
Shouldn't have smoked so much before you got bitten, sweetheart.
Should have shared your skincare routine with me back when I was still breathing.
I can't just be going around sharing my one secret weapon. Top secret stuff. MK Ultra level Jeffrey Epstein's current whereabouts level. I'd have to kill you if I told you.
I have a secret weapon too. Fair. My kind also has a secret anti-aging weapon after all. But hey, if you don't care about that,
What would that be? Adrenochrome?
Close. Spirit cooking.
Just so we're clear, you're shitting me, right?
Of course I'm shitting you. We just drink blood. Nothing too satanic about that.
Funny, because whenever I see your chest, I'm surprised there's no cross-shaped burn mark there.
Well, since you mention it, never mind. I feel a little more self-conscious than usual tonight.
Don't. You want me to do your makeup before you go to sleep?
No need.
No need. Weren't you supposed to have some sort of big party tomorrow night?
I was involved in the backstage stuff. What makes you think I was invited?
Because you're the coolest, cutest, and most all-around amazing person I know. They'd be insane not to put you on the short list.
Believe it or not, but most vampires are pretty insane.
Interdimensional psychic vampire level insane? 'Cause that's how crazy they'd have to be to ignore you like this.
Yeah, I would say so.
Fuck them then. A big bunch of posh dicks. They hate you because they ain't you. But they'll see.
Jesus. How do you do it?
Do what?
You always assault me with so much of this weird, stupid positivity that I can't react to it without completely shifting my mental attitude. How do you do it?
Oh, the answer's easy. You remember how I told you we have this spiritual connection? I can sense what you feel and want. You could sense what I feel too, if you really focus.
Yeah, I think I called it a big load of bullshit.
Said a girl who talks to ghosts. But watch this, Agent Scully. I sensed you feeling down, and I realized what you really need to end this night.
She points to one of her drawers. It's the one where she keeps her supply of... ketamine? Come on.
What? What? No, wrong drawer. We're not meeting demons, we're meeting angels.
MDMA?
Ding, ding, ding! Took a half an hour ago. Perfect timing thanks to our spiritual connection. Ready to fly away?
The mood isn't right. I need music.
Got a special SoundCloud playlist ready to go, prepared specifically to uplift one Julia Sovinsky. Just give me a sign and I'll press play.
Jesus, you're impossible.
That's why you love me, I hope.
I give up. Come here. Let me have a taste of you. Maybe this one time, the high won't end.
Take notes, Emily, for no reason in particular. Friends, lovers, enemies, user the legendary super lesbian. It's time.
What?
The moment you've all been waiting for.
The moment.
Your
Oh, no.
loins are dry, your asshole clenched. You knew it was coming the first time you saw a blue word on this godforsaken screen. Friends, it's time for the motherfucking dictionary! In 2 minutes, because I have to pee. Entertain them, whelps.
Okay. For sure. Everybody remind me of which vampires walked through which doors. So first was Catherine.
Oh fuck.
Nice.
We had the Banu Hakim Primogen. We had Carter. We had. We already have
Hold on, don't
Ashling
take
written
quickly.
on. Oh, lo siento.
Catherine Weiss. God, what clan is Catherine? Hold on. I know. She is Bruja.
Oh.
Fun
okay.
fact.
Okay, man.
A Camarilla. Well.
We're gonna put another somewhere on here.
Camarilla question mark. Keeper of Elysium. I didn't spell that right. That's fine. I don't care. Then we had Addison Payne, then Ashling, then...
We also had the shitty Tinder date.
Oh, I'm not putting him on the list. You kidding me?
Awesome.
Um,
Great.
Then Ashling.
We had Addison
then
Payne. Next was
then
Samira.
Samira. Samira was Ileana. Kindred. Banu. Hakim.
Maria. Primogen.
Camarilla. Banu. Hakim. Primogen.
And then we had
And then we had Carter van der Weyden.
Van der Weyden. I've been waiting for this motherfucker since I saw his name in the corner of my screen.
He's so funny.
He's a ham. And then Father Leonard, I think, is the last one.
Yes. Yes, then just Father Leonard. So glad we get to see, like, actually the rest of the Brummagem Council in this game.
Yeah.
They're great. It's a fun group.
Because all we got last time was, what, just Robert? Just Larson?
Yeah, oh, yeah, we got Larson.
Larson and the Prince, that was kind of it.
Anybody else really pop up? We could have gotten Ashling if we had done the Tremere plotline.
Oh.
But
I decided to
yeah,
go get
really
some
all we
water
got
Their
was
decisions were made.
Larson.
because I have been remarkably short of breath tonight. Whew. And I don't know why. Also, can I just say, completely
One thing,
incidental.
I don't know why.
It doesn't even matter how hard I try. I can't be French because I am not French. Did you know that French shapes your palate? Can't really speak it properly if you don't speak the language from birth, you see. I don't know how to do it, but I try my best. Even though it sucks ass, it's kind of fun. Dictionary! Hi.
All of these are written as though Julia is writing them.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, fun!
The embrace.
Uh,
How a vampire turns their human prey into a fellow vampire, for whatever reason. Like most things, the details are a bit more gruesome than whatever romanticized images Hollywood has shoved down everyone's throats over the years. Unless you think total exsanguination followed by the replacement of your vital bodily fluids by someone else's by the replacement of your vital bodily fluids by someone else's sounds romantic. That's a fucking garbled
There's a lot of
mouthful.
S's. You're good.
Kindred. A term of fellowship among vampires, thought to have been coined after an anarch uprising of some sort, but the Camarilla doesn't talk about that much.
Sire, the one who makes you a bloodsucker. A vampire's name for parent. Mine was Karen.
Child, with an E. Whatever a sire calls his or her vampire progeny when they're being naughty. Sort of like when an exhausted mom calls their kid by their first name. Also tends to be the go-to when somebody feels like they're out of arguments and needs to make their seniority known. Plural form is childer.
The Masquerade. The systemic secrecy of vampires built to conceal our world from humankind in order to protect us. Essentially, the Masquerade is our shield against the fear and ignorance of human beings. Make no bones about it, If the vast majority of people ever learned we exist, we would be hunted to extinction.
The Camarilla, the big boys and girls in town. The largest vampire sect I know of. Plays well with mortals, or rather, plays mortals like a fiddle. Manipulative and rigid in structure, almost feudal, really. There's a prince involved, no joke. Heavily invested in maintaining the masquerade and other so-called traditions, which helps with the 2 previous points.
Clan, a vampire's family tree, specifically those sharing common blood. Imagine everyone who is your blood relative, everyone you can picture gathered around the table at Christmas, all sharing the same strengths and afflictions. Might be hard to visualize when you come from a big family, but you're still probably only picturing a few dozen people maximum. There are hundreds of vampires in any given clan, maybe more. Oh, Will is coming in his jorts.
Oh, it's so long. Okay.
Putting the dick in dictionary.
Oh, yeah. Clan La Sombra. That's us, the Night Clan. Other kindred call us Magisters, Abyss Mystics, or Turncoats, if they want to drive home the fact that many La Sombra switched sects in recent years. The way Karen told the story, we used to be the brains behind the Sabbat, a pretty nasty group working in opposition to the Camarilla. They've since left for the Middle East for the most part, but a sizable chunk of my clan opted out and changed sides. Traditionally, we were entrenched in the Catholic Church back in Europe, but not for mystical reasons. Our path was that of coercion and puppetry, so pulling the strings of important religious leaders was just a means to an end. The Night Clan is also borderline Darwinian in their philosophy about embracing new members. The shittiest period of my life was fully orchestrated by Karen in order to see if I was good La Sombra material. They do not care for losers who just take it lying down. Then, there's the dark. I'm still coming to grips with it, but apparently shadows aren't just absences of light to us. They're openings into some kind of hell, and we can wield them, or even use them to contact the dead. The downside? We share a classic vampire feature, in that we don't really have clear reflections. This also transfers to not playing well with cameras, and, by extension, having issues dealing with technology in general.
Sect. A group of vampires tied not by lineage, but by ideology. The 2 most notable examples are the Anarchs and the Camarilla. Unsurprisingly, these 2 are also in direct opposition, and drifting further apart all the time.
The Ivory Tower. Another name for the Camarilla, usually used in a less official, occasionally derogatory context.
Final death. Death for mortals is defined as the total cessation of all biological activities. But vampires, being undead, face 2 moments of dying. First, when their mortal life ends, and a second, final one, when they truly cease to exist. Usually involves rapid decomposition of the body, up to and including turning to dust if you're old enough, as if time has finally caught up with you.
For context, for those of you who don't know, because you probably remember Sophie Langley crumbled to dust when she was killed in the first game, vampires, upon meeting final death, rapidly progress to the state of decomposition their body would be in had it died at the point of their original death. So if you've been a vampire for 300 years, you're immediately going to scatter to dust. But if you were embraced a week ago, your skin would rot off, but like you'd still probably have some viscera left.
Court. The kindred hierarchy of rule. Basically feudalism by another name. You have a prince at the top, primogen beneath him or her, a sheriff who also answers to the prince, and so on. Matters are handled at secret sanctuaries called Elysiums. Note, this structure applies at the city level. Beyond that, the Camarilla's organization gets absurdly Byzantine.
Thin Bloods. Clanless vampires whose blood is so diluted, they are difficult to tell apart from humans. minus the reversible sunlight-branded crescent moon tattoos they must bear in some domains to show their status. Thin Bloods have been subject to decades of pogroms, prejudice, and discrimination, but despite that, their numbers are currently growing. Their human-passing appearance, coupled with their penchant for weird alchemy-style shenanigans, gives them the ability to thrive outside of kindred society. Bigotry and violence against Thin Bloods are quite normalized by the kindred, to the point where it's not at all uncommon to hear of them being killed or referred to as a threat to the masquerade. Funny enough, the NYC Camarilla acknowledges them and even offers them membership, but they're third-class citizens at best, and their representatives in the Primogen is considered the butt of jokes at best, and a slap to the face of the other council members at worst. Even though they supposedly have it better in this city than in other Camarilla domains, when they step out of line, consciously or not, the verdict tends to be final death with barely a second thought. Sometimes referred to as weaklings or runoffs, less vitriolic nicknames would include Young Ones, Chameleons, or the Duskborn.
Scourge. A very unpleasant person whose sole task is to hunt down vampires who are born wrong, locally. Locally, that mostly means Thin Bloods, subordinated directly to the prince.
Prince, where the buck stops. The big boss of a given domain, usually a city. These are the kindred you don't want to cross, those who have secured and held their claim against all other contenders. Prince is a gender-neutral title for vampires, hence NYC's head honcho, Helen Panhard, also calls herself that.
The Primogen Council. The prince's advisors, usually elders, though mostly the younger so-called ancilla in the NYC, who represent the interests of the local kindred. Traditionally, each major clan, faction, or sect would be given a prince on the council. This framework naturally favors the Camarilla, though anyone can bring grievances to the Primogen not of their own clan. There are a few other rules governing who can become a Primogen, but recent decades have seen the old paradigms shifting rapidly. Locally, Prince Panhard asks the council's advice often, but it's no secret that she mostly uses the Primogen to confirm a course of action that she's already made up her mind about.
Elysium. A courthouse for vampires. Or a designated peaceful place we can go to seek resolution. Often hidden in plain sight in notable public buildings also used by mortals, such as museums, art galleries, and landmark government offices. NYC is pretty typical in this respect, as the current Elysium is a gallery in Queens called the Art Hole.
Sheriff, an appointed officer who enforces the prince's edicts, and if Kadir is any measure, a real stick in the mud. The sheriff hunts down traitors and violators of the traditions. Only the greatest offenders are typically apprehended and brought back to be judged in front of an assembled court. In lesser cases, sheriffs act as judge, jury, and executioner.
Regent. The principals at the schoolhouses of the Tremere, also known as chantries. Every chantry has a regent who oversees the education of all the Tremere in attendance there. Regents may also hold positions on the Primogen Council and be active in the clan's strategic defenses.
Chantry, where the Tremere hang out. A lots of crusty books and smoking beakers type of place, I imagine.
Clan Tremere, named after the 8th century Hermetic mage whose followers, for a brief period, terrorized the world. The members of Clan Tremere today are only able to practice their reality-bending thaumaturgic arts after consuming fresh blood. This is because the Tremere of old... I see. This is because the Tremere of old fucked up in their relentless pursuit of immortality and were condemned. They've recently fallen into a great schism of competing houses, all vying for the title of rightful heir to their namesake's legacy. All about that rare ancient artifact life. Nicknames include warlocks, Hemetics, or transgressors.
Right, me. Blood Hunt. A punishment sentencing a vampire to final death at the fangs of their peers. The code of the kindred and the system for punishing transgression is the law of retaliation.
Harpy. A kindred gossip master extraordinaire will often trade their wisdom for favors or political gain. While harpy originated as an insult, some have taken the term back and wear it as a badge of pride. After all, who doesn't need a friend who has dirt on everyone?
Whelp. Not much different than the archaic human usage. Whelp is how you refer to your kid when they're fucking up. Kadir loves to use it to put me down from time to time.
Clan Banu Hakim. The Banu Hakim, called Assamites in the past, but that's basically a slur at this point, are a new addition to the Camarilla, only having joined a few years ago. Before that, they were independent from both the Cam and the Anarchs, and they were used as assassins for hire. Supposed to be very good at that job, too. Nowadays, it looks to me like they've rebranded themselves as Keepers of the Law, which still gives them the occasional chance to hunt somebody down, but no longer for payment in blood, as used to be the tradition. Or, at least, not overtly. The one member of the clan that I knew well, Samira, is pretty cagey about this aspect of the Banu Hakim, but I've learned from a few other sources that members of the clan have a bit of a drinking problem. Once they taste another kindred's blood, they find it hard to stop. Their inclusion in the Camarilla seems to have stirred some discontent among the Tremere, as the lawmen also use a form of blood sorcery to boost their abilities and observe different rituals. Some of them clearly religiously motivated, owed in no small part to the fact that the clan has been traditionally tied to Islam and the Middle East in general.
Clan Malkavian. The Clan of the Moon has earned its reputation as a place for total psychopaths. Yet, there is a twisted kind of reason to the madness of the children of Malkav. Their condition seems to stem from gazing too deeply into the web of connections that govern the world, from learning too much, seeing too much, feeling too much. Blood is how they self-medicate. All Malkavians suffer a mental breakdown following their embrace. Often this is an exacerbation of a disorder or disorders that are already present, but sometimes it is entirely new. Best described as unstable, there's no telling when a Malkavian will snap or drop some unexpectedly wise insight. Called oracles, jesters, or visionaries if you're being nice, madmen, liabilities, and lunatics if you're not.
Kine, a derogatory way for vampires to refer to mortals, comes from kindred and kine. Just remember that kine rhymes with swine, and you'll get the picture.
Clan Toreador. The most artistic of the kindred, the Toreador draw their ranks from the creative class, ranging from painters to digital content creators. The Clan of the Rose boasts many former famous actors, singers, writers, dancers, and even lauded sex workers. The goal is, of course, only to fill the Toreador clan with the best of the best, but its shallow fixation on youth and beauty has caused many, hasty decisions. Probably more one-hit wonders under their roof than any care to admit. Also, plenty of insufferable divas and influencers. Kadir is one of them, but surprisingly he doesn't show many of their regular traits. Maybe other than keeping himself impeccably slick at all times.
Nodism. The religious beliefs and studies pertaining to the origins of kindred and the myth of Cain, the alleged OG vampire.
Elder. A few centuries of unlife will net you this big kindred milestone. An elder is only considered an elder after outlasting his or her fellow vampires for roughly 200 years. By then, they will have learned the rules of the great metagame of Jihad, the vast, hidden war waged for ages between the ancient undead. Elders are the chess masters. The rest of us are only the pieces, yada yada.
The Second Inquisition. The philosophy of the War on Terror applied to us kindred. Somewhere along the way, some deep state assholes decided that the way to handle the existence of vampires was to treat us as terrorists. Yet the agents waging these operations against us often have no idea what the hell is going on, because some intra-agency collaboration created to hunt us doesn't tell anyone anything unless it's need to know. Among kindred, the term is most often abbreviated to SI.
I do have to say, I love hearing that apparently in like some of the lore they're kind of trickling out for V6 Vampire, that the Second Inquisition is for the first time on the back foot because thanks to the proliferation of AI slop, no one believes anything anymore.
Yep.
And I think that's epic. So we are 6 minutes away from when stream would normally end. I don't think we really have enough time to dive properly into a thing.
No.
So we can pop back to the main menu though and just kind of yap for a second, talk about how good of a time we're having because Will, holy fuck. Holy
Thank you.
fuck, William, you're doing an incredible job. And I'm having a great time, and I hope you're having a great time. I hope our friends are having a great time. None of my people are alive right now. If I type Vampire the Masquerade into YouTube, does anything pop up other than me? Not really. Mostly just myself. And a few other... Well, there's someone playing something. Not my ass. Yeah, so we'll probably just call it tonight, because I think folks started trickling out during, yeah, so we'll probably just... it's me! It's me, I don't like... I hit channel instead of creator dashboard when I was looking around on Twitch. But yeah, folks have already started trickling out, so I'll probably just call it. By which I mean no raid. But anyways, folks, I hope you are enjoying this interesting era that our channel has entered with our weekly Vampy Times. I think it's fun. I love the drama. I love the politics. I like having a nice kind of ongoing narrative thing. It's nice to kind of never have a moment of dead air, you know? I love my Fire Emblems, but you know, sometimes you're just kind of trying to kill time in Fire Emblem. But this is content, baby. This is your stories. This is your radio plays.
Hell yeah.
And I don't have to do it alone, because these bitches are insane. These bitches are crazy insane. And you know what? I'm proud of myself for only fucking up and advancing dialogue before you finished reading twice. I consider that an achievement for me. But anywho, folks, don't have too much to say. It's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, which means tomorrow is more Fire Emblem Three Houses, assuming I don't feel like shit. We're gonna see how I'm doing, see if because I don't know if it's actually an ear infection, it might just be sinus or something. I have a vague something going on back here, but it's not necessarily all here. I feel like it just started up here, so we'll see. It might pass. And if it doesn't, I'll post about it in the Discord. But until then, friends, get it checked out anyways, because it will become an inner ear infection. That's true, Turtle. You're right. Until then, I have been April. She has been May. They have been Will and the Mint Mod. You have all been incredible. And I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good night, folks. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Yippee!